Okay, duck hunting. We have approximately 26,000 licensed duck hunters in Victoria. If you are one of them, give me a call now, 133 693. Explain it to me. Why do you do it? Is it recreational? Are you a farmer? Is it something that your family's always done? Let me know. Because the duck hunting debate has raged for decades and numerous animal welfare groups have been calling for a ban. Last year, the state government conducted a parliamentary inquiry and they had more than 10,500 submissions. That's a record. It was, though, recommended that duck hunting be completely banned from 2024, and a decision by the government is expected in early March. Interestingly, Jacinta Allen, the Premier's seat of Bendigo, has one of the highest proportion of duck hunters with 543 duck hunting licences. 133 693. Let's have a little bit of a debate. We're going to look at the yes and no side. So I'd like to know your thoughts. Give me a call now, 133 693. For the yes side, let's kick it off first. In favour of duck hunting is Jeff Borman from the Shooters, Fishers and Farmers Party. Good afternoon, Jeff.
Good afternoon, Jackie. Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. Now, why do you duck hunt, firstly?
Well, actually, that's pardon the pun, a loaded question. I didn't duck hunt until this year, and in support of my people that did duck hunt, I went out and did my waterfowl identification test, and passed that and got all my stuff and went out, and there was not one duck to be shot by me. But why people hunt is a sort of a big question. A lot of people hunt because they want the food. It's you see it from paddock to plate, literally. You see it from in its live state to when you eat it. A lot of people do it because it's just part of their background. You get people that came to Australia in the 50s and 60s from the Southern Europe, where that sort of hunting has been going on for, well, maybe not millennia, because there hasn't been guns for millennia, but they've been hunting for millennia. They've come over here. They want to continue it. And there's people whose great-grandfather have done it. Their grandfather's done it. Their father's done it. They want to do it. They want to show their kids. It's part of what they do, and it's sustainable.
So it's a recreational sport, though, as well. So what joy do you think people actually get out of it? I understand if you're hunting animals for food, but why do it recreationally?
Well, hunting is more than killing the animal. In fact, in the end, hunting is the killing of the animal is the end of the hunt. There's the camaraderie of being out there with people. There's the skill required. There's getting out in the outdoors. And to a small degree, some people, they will use it as a way of injecting money into rural economies. Now, I won't say anyone goes out hunting just to do that, but it's all part of why they do it. And in the end, if we're obeying the laws and doing it sustainably, why not?
Well, are we doing it sustainably, though? The committee found that there were significant welfare concerns around unacceptable wounding and the death rate of these ducks, with a lot of birds dying a slow death. Is that a cruel way for them to die? And I guess that's the argument for banning it.
There is no evidence whatsoever about the wounding rate. It's somewhere between 2 and 40%. There was a study conducted a few years ago, which to put words in other people's mouth, I guess it came up with nothing concrete. But we as hunters are willing to investigate ways of dealing with that. There was the Waterfowl Wounding Reduction Action Plan, which the RSPCA was party to, which the government sat on until after the election. And it was ways based on overseas models to try and reduce the wounding. Now, as I said, the wounding, you can't put a number on it. It's almost impossible. But we're willing to look at it if it's going to help allay people's concerns.
Interestingly, when they changed the limits, more ducks were killed in 23 than in 2022. So why was that, do you think? Did more hunters just sign up?
I think you'll find people were a bit worried about the end of hunting being in the near future, and people that may or may not have gone out in the COVID years or something like that figured they'd better get out and have a go. Also, we are still coming out of the COVID time, and people are trying to get back out and lead their lives as they were. And for a lot of people, that is hunting.
Do you think with this decision to be made, the Premier will consider the number of licensed hunters in her electorate? She has one of the highest proportion in that Bendigo region.
Well, the answer is, of course, yes. The rule number one for a politician is to get yourself re-elected. I don't think it's just licensed hunters that they really should be thinking about. It's whether the people they would lose, and they will lose people, from banning duck hunting will add up with all the other people with cost of living pressures, COVID debt pressures, all the things that are sort of following on. This is a fight the government doesn't need to have. The report you mentioned, really only one Labor person voted for that report. On the time where we were doing the deliberations, two of the Labor people were there, but one of the Labor people put in a minority report which did not agree with the main report. So the report, frankly, is worthless from the government's point of view.
So do you think the government, Jeff, anyway. Do you think the government will ban it then?
Look, if they ban it, it's purely political. The government's own scientists, and ironically the scientists that the antis keep on using to say they want to ban hunting, say that it is sustainable. The problem with duck populations, and we're including a ban on quail hunting, which unfortunately had nothing to do with the issue, but duck numbers are problematical in terms of habitat loss. So the amount of ducks that are taken via the hunting is negligible. And frankly, the interim harvest model, which I don't want to get into the specifics of it, but there's a model that puts in all the science and all the data and comes out with a number. If it got to the point where hunting was going to make a problem, was going to create a problem, then it would come out with a zero bag limit. But that's the whole point of taking the politics out of it and putting the science into it.
Jeff Borman is from the Shooters, Fishers and Farmers Party. Thanks for your time on this Friday, Jeff. So we've heard the yes side.